set from both Elvis
and Wild. That was one hell of a set. I have to give it up to Wilds. The way that they were playing that was just so good. And it's not even a button check. We're going to go right into it.
Oh, they know what they buttons do.
Ditto.
They know what they buttons do.
You see earlier Shanghai's buttons were just not working?
Yeah, sometimes you need to you know, ease yourself into a new world. Clearly. Lucina dittos. This, in any other instance, I want to say at any other 2 characters and 2 character mains would be boring. But Mr. E and Who's Steak, nah, this is different.
I have to give it up for Who's Steak too, because
absolutely
they've been like excelling in the Lucina meta here in SoCal, but the performance at Level Up Expo from Mr. E is just gonna put the cherry on top.
Oh
here.
God!
The way that Mr. E was playing at Level Up was phenomenal. They were playing really well against Zomba, and
yeah. Even when they came here, you know, they played with the characters that they've played so far. There's a knowledge of their characters on a deep level, and as we see Mr. E taking that stock, it's going to be battle of the mirror, and who knows their character better, to be honest.
I think on the side of Mr. E, they're really good at optimizing and adjusting the way that they can just take one stock and then like, all right, I know what you're going to do next.
Absolutely.
Their ledge trapping is phenomenal, as well as these shield breakers too, and I'm sure Steak is putting that on his list of things to do.
Yeah.
Because as of recently, I haven't seen Steak play like this. The shield breaker to make it onto the ledge, it's like a get off me.
And honestly, what we're seeing, what a great tech there. That could have been it. The Dolphin Splash, as you know, a lot of Lucinos will use that, get a stage spike, get an easy stock, but you're not going to get an easy stock out of Who's Steak. Even at a low enough percent, bouncing off that stage, still making it back. And as you were giving him, Mr. E his credit, let's talk about Who's Steak. Ledge trapping is literally exceptional.
Yes, sir.
That's the name of the game. But right now, Mr. E kind of running a clinic. Very nice.
Gosh.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of fear. I'm sure there's a little bit of fear trying to get back to stage.
There's a little bit of fear for sure. And the way that Mr. E plays is like, I'm looking for your panic option.
Yeah.
The way that they were playing against Zomba at Level Up Expo, he was forcing so many panic options from and air dodges from Zomba.
Yeah.
So I would expect the same in this kind of play. You cannot forget that Lucina is such a fundamentally strong character.
Yeah.
So if you have those fundamentals, you really make this character shine.
Absolutely. And there's another thing, like the 2 hits of the Nair, there's only going to be a Lucina specialist that's going to know I can parry the second hit of that. All right? It's little microtransactions and little interactions like that. They're going to decide the fate of this match, which is heavily leaning right now in Mr. E's favor. Mr. Steak is going to have to play very, very tough to get back in this game.
Yeah, very much so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Mr. E play against Cola at Level Up Expo?
I don't remember.
I don't really remember either. That night was a blast, and let me tell you that much. But
I'm sure.
It seems like Mr. E has a really good grasp on how to play against other sword characters, and you can see that right now. Mr. E taking game 1
pretty handily.
Over Steak.
And I mean, they're looking for the same things, right? So Battlefield had the same benefit. Once you're off stage, it's a problem. All right, you can only escape to that top platform for so long. So Steak is going to have to figure out the best way to get back on stage and just maintain stage control, because for the entirety of that match, I want to say Mr. E had it in the bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He had it all in his control. That's that autopilot for sure.
To autopilot to get your own character has got
Tesla.
You know, you got to feel kind of good, because it's like I'm playing a character that I know to a T on both sides. You know, it doesn't matter whether your level of proficiency. When you see your character, you know exactly what you want to do to this character.
Yeah, for sure. You understand the ins and out of your own character, as well as the, I would say, habits that you would have. There's a certain flow chart to each character.
Yeah.
So I think Mr. E is on top of that. Understanding, like, all right, this is what you're going to get off of this hit, and I'm not going to allow myself to get hit with this kill option. And that's why in that last game, Mr. E was surviving to like 150%.
Agreed. But now we're starting to see what we talked about last game. Steak, ledge trapping. You do not get to get up here for free. And I love the air dodge down to just give him some space.
Mr. E played against Krieg, not Cola.
Yeah, thank you. The Marth versus
Yes,
Lucina. The
yes.
Marcina. Yeah. All right. Off stage once again. Goodness gracious. and if I'm Mr. E, I'm thinking, damn, I was doing this to you.
The Uno reverse card right now from Steak. And All it takes is just one spike to take that away,
and
as they both trade stocks. What an option right there.
That's great. That's great. Honestly,
just reset 0-0, and the taunt.
I love the
for the respect. We got two brothers.
I love the respect.
We got two brothers up there right now. They better give it up.
Absolutely. It's Black History Month, and they're showing that there's a black history behind these blades.
These blades don't dance for nothing, baby.
Diamonds on me dancing. Okay, yeah, Battlefield. I'm wondering if we're going to see Battlefield for entirety of this. I'm wondering. Ooh. Oh, and the F smash call out for the neutral get up. My goodness, Mr. E taking a very early stock. And obviously, both of these players excel at different things. And I think, as you said, Mr. E plays a very optimal Lucina.
Oh, yeah.
As compared to getting edge trapped a little bit more when you're dealing with Stake.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's going to have to get real aggressive in this neutral to come back. And that includes pulling out that shield breaker a little bit more often.
I would say that Mr. E's gameplay right now is so optimal that they can throw in these little options like the down airs and just like these really wild options.
Yeah.
And Stake is just not going to expect that. Really good Nair 1 to F smash right there from Mr. E. He is just playing this so well.
Yeah, you see?
I got to give it up.
Stake had to adjust their mask and say, hey, yo, you just neutral grabbed me immediately? You know the timing? So he's going to have to switch up some of that timing, and his jump is gone. Yeah, that is a game. And, man, Mr. E playing on a very clear different level right now, putting Stake in a tough situation for this Game 3. There needs to be a change, and it has to happen now.
Oh, we're not going to be expecting any character change. It's definitely going to have to be a change in what options Stake uses to contest against Mr. E, especially in the disadvantage. I feel like Mr. E has a really good grasp on Stake's disadvantage, so if they can clean that up, they have a really good chance of keeping up with the pace of Mr. E.
Agreed.
This pace is really hard to keep up with, though. It's such a clean, such a tenured Lucina.
I love that word, tenured. It comes from experience. It comes from knowledge of playing this character over and over and over the years. And going back to Battlefield, honestly, they have the same benefits in terms of stage. I don't know if small Battlefield would be a little bit more comfortable for Stake, but I would have liked to see a stage change. I don't know if that top platform is doing too much for him right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what stage pick you would actually want to go if you're who's Stake. There are stages like Town and City. There are stages like Smashville where the side blast zones are going to be a little bit to your helping. But at the same time, you want these platforms to retreat to. You want something to kind of put your opponent in a precarious situation.
Yeah, a disadvantageous situation for sure. And what I'm noticing about this Ditto is they're not going for on-stage kills for the most part. They're getting the most of their kills from keeping the other Lucina off stage.
Yes.
And it's working extremely well. Extremely well.
A lot of your options get taken away as soon as you get thrown or hit off stage. You really only have jump, air dodge, or up B.
I wonder if Mr. E's like, hey, yo, I was going to do that. Chill out.
Hey, yo, you took that script out of my book.
On God, you copying me. Ooh, all right. Nice back air. Going to send Mr. E off stage. Let's see if Stake can finish this edge guard. Ooh, I love the air dodge in there. Finding a comfortable way to get back on stage and just kind of resetting the neutral, figuring out a better way to approach.
Yeah, I like this positioning right now from Stake, but they really need this stock if they want to actually solidify the first lead of this set. Because Mr. E has been running amok on Stake right now.
Yeah, and look at that tech chase, the down smash, and Mr. E going out there for the fair. Going to take the stock. Stake now down once again. One stock to Mr. E at 156. There is rage on Lucina, and this is a scary situation for the Sortie.
Yeah, Mr. E looking really comfortable off stage and at these high percentage situations.
Absolutely.
So it's just really up to Stake to take these stocks, and there it is. You cannot allow Mr. E to live to 150, 170. That is not to your benefit, for sure.
And that's why you got to give it up to Stake, being able to take that stock off a little bit earlier. There's been adaptation at this game, but lost the jump.
Oh!
Great early Dolphin Slash, making it back to stage. And we're going to see the Nairs trying to set up a tech chase situation just a bit. And once again, the ledge trapping, here we are.
Yeah.
But it's getting reversaled. Mr. E on top of
Mr.
making
E
sure
is
that he
literally
maintains center stage.
He is a Uno card, the reversal on everything. The Dolphin Slash out of shield, as well as the pokes out of shield, they work really well when you know your opponent is about to mash some buttons. So Steak needs to be careful when they're playing around Mr. E's shield. Maybe be a little more composed. And there it is, like I was saying, play a little bit around that shield, and then you're going to get
that down air you were
hit
talking
with the
about.
back air. Oh,
and it's
shit.
so good. You know that down air covers so many options. That's low-key a Marth option, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. It would cause check chases.
No
in Marth
tipper
with the
needed.
Tipper. Yeah, exactly.
No tipper needed. We getting out of here.
My goodness. And Steak possibly on winner side life here. Needs to figure something out. 121 on Mr. E. This is scary. Lucina with rage.
The first game, the first set of top 8 being a 3-0 is crazy, and it's really a testament to the skill of these players, especially Mr. E right now.
Agreed. We see a little bit of stall, a little bit of dancing blade action. All right, just testing each other's shield and neutral. Who's going to pull out the shield breaker first? Who do you think?
I'm actually surprised no one's shield got broken this set.
I think it's still there's the and it's too fast to get the counter off. Great in there, going to take the stock, and we've got an even last stock situation here.
Anything is possible here. Steak is going to have to play one hell of a stock.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you need to be really careful around.
Oh, and honestly, that was kind of a checkmate. As soon as because whether or not the tech roll happened backwards or forwards, Mr. E had an option for both, and to go onto the corner, you essentially spelled your demise.
Lucina is pretty fast too, so no matter what option he would have chose, I'm sure it would have been either a dancing blade or a down smash option there, and I like